In this video, I will be discussing reading strategies for ELL comprehension, specifically in the content area of summarizing. I begin my lesson by introducing the strategy to the group. I want them to know that we are going to learn strategies for summarizing text that they either have already read or will read, and let them know that it's important to be able to make appropriate notes about their readings, meaning they can identify main ideas and supporting details. Important factors to keep in mind when they're doing this is, number one, retell what you read, and keep it short. It is a summary, so it should be short. Only include the important information, leave out the less important information, and use keywords from the text. Now, before I read the text with the students, we look at the book and the chapter titles, the glossary, the index, and keywords, because they're very useful tools when you're trying to locate information in expository writings. Once the book walk has been completed and we've generated ideas of what the book is about, I provide a list of keywords with definitions to clarify any confusion for the students. In this instance, I have included a picture to go along with the keywords and a brief definition or example of how the word is used. Occasionally use chart paper instead, write down the keywords as we notice them in the text, and just write a simple, brief discussion for the students to refer to. I would leave this word list up for the students to utilize while they're doing their work. After our discussion about the keywords, I revisit the strategies for summarizing with the students once again. That way the information has time to resonate before they put it into practice. Next, I walk the students through the process of using a graphic organizer. For the purpose of this presentation, I have already completed and filled out the graphic organizer, although typically on this I would only present the students with a form that has the picture in the circle. The two other smaller circles would be empty along with the blanks alongside for the details. So I would walk them through the use of it since this is their first time using it. I would encourage them to fill rocks into the first circle, and then with their assistance we would fill in a couple of the supporting details for rocks. And then with some questioning, we would get soil as our second main idea, and I would ask for assistance for them to give me one or two more ideas of supporting details that could go along in there before they work on their own independently or cooperatively. At this point of the lesson, I've introduced the strategies for summarizing to the students. We have, as a group, done a book walk and discussed ideas that we think the book may be about. And we have discussed keywords in the book that they may not be familiar with. We have read the book aloud, and we have begun the graphic organizer. From there, the students go back to their seats or may stay in their seats, but they read the passages on their own independently, and then they work either independently or cooperatively to complete their graphic organizers. When they come back and meet again, we need to check for comprehension. So the best way to determine how well they are comprehending is by asking questions. And there are three types of questions that can be asked. There are literal questions, interpretive level questions, and applied level questions. Some students may not be ready for the applied level. You have to use your own discretion as to what level you think they're capable of, but it's a good way to generate thought processes in their head and to get them thinking about what they have read. So following up with questions and the graphic organizer to check for comprehension. Lastly, we review our strategies for summarizing one last time, and then that works as a good segue or transition into a writing activity to where they can use those important main ideas and supporting details in their writing to tell about what they read. This concludes this presentation on summarizing for ELL students. Thanks for watching.